You're not poor because you don't have money. You're poor because you don't understand values. So let me explain, right? 4 months ago, I made my first 10K ever. And it was not because I was learning new tactic, not because I found a secret strategies, not because I was working harder. I made money because I finally understood what value actually means. And once you understand this, being broke almost become impossible because everyone in their life are looking for value to be added to their life. And money is just the middleman of it. Most people will pay money for value to be added to their life. So here's what I did to change everything, right? So most people think in transaction. They think, oh, I'll give you my time, you give money, and I'll give you this product if you give me $50. I work for 40 hours, you pay me 3,000. That's what it mean to be an employee. That's when you think like an employee. And with that mindset, you'll never become rich because you never have enough time to pay for your expense. So your income is only cap by 24-hour a day. And that's a basically your ceiling. So if you charge 500 hour a day, which is ridiculous, you only max out at 12K a day, which is great, but nobody can actually work 24 hours straight. So you're essentially fighting straps for a game you can't win. A high-paying CEO so doesn't have free time. It's just a high-paying employees. All right. And rich people don't trade time for money. They trade values for money, all right? And value isn't capped by the time. So, like I said, I can create $10,000 of values in 30 minutes if I know what people actually want. Or I can say if someone are looking for a website, that just for pure example, someone look for a website, I create that website for 10 minutes. And that's already like 10,000. It's all by values. It's all driven by result. All right. So let me show you what exactly here what I mean, right? So here's the framework that changed everything. People don't pay for things. They pay for transformation, all right? Nobody wants a gym membership. They want to look good with their shirt off. Nobody wants a productivity app. They want to feel in control with their life instead of giving control of their phone. Nobody wants to hire you. They want the problem you solve to disappear. All right? So the question is, you should start asking yourself is what transformation are you selling? And most people can't answer this. They say, "Oh, I sell social media management or I sell web design, I sell coaching." That's wrong. You don't sell the service, you sell the future. So just to make one example, I do social media for restaurant, right? Something you can say is I make restaurant fully booked every weekend so that you can have money come in while you're not working. Or I build website for real estate agent. I make you the agent to go to in every city. You'll gain respect and fame because you have a really website. So you see the difference here. One is a transaction, the other you're selling the transformation. So see what type of transformation you're looking to sell. So if someone buys from you, what does their life look like 90 days later? All right, think about that. Not what you did, what you do for them. What did their life becomes, all right? So that's what you're selling. You can even ask them this. Something I've commonly done in sales call is I've essentially asked them, okay, just hypothetically speaking, if we were to work together and everything went so well, what would I have done right for you to think this is worth it? And they'll start saying, oh, you'll start making about 900K per month, and then I'll start having free time, and I'll start enjoying time with my family, and my revenue go up, blah, 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 blah. Everyone have a goal that they want to sell to. That's what you're selling, right? So there's only two type of people in the business, right? So the number one, like I said, is a trader. They trade hours for dollar. And the second one is the creator. They create system that generate values without them. The main mindset is they think, what can I solve that people will pay money for? That's the biggest question to answer. All right. So you it just depend on you to be what type of people you are in business. Be the one that make the most money. All right. The only difference between them is mindset. One sell their time and the other sell their values. All right. So here's what nobody really actually tell you about making money. The game isn't working harder. The game is creating more value per unit of effort. So let me give you a real example from my life, right? So back forever ago, back to a month ago, years ago, I spent 4 hours per client, 4 hour per client, calling them, checking up on them, show them every feature, explaining every process, and I charged $1,000. I work essentially was 40 hour a week, like every single day. I went from I would go morning to noon, and I made about I don't know 1 or 2K a month. But now when I start selling values, my call went from 4 hours, 4 hours call, like I mean that as I would spend from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. talking to one client, and at the end they wouldn't even close. So what I did was I respec the whole thing, and it went down to 30-minute calls only. So I only talk about their outcome, what they need, and make them want the transformation, and I just charge more. The result, I work less, I earn more, and it was almost triple my income. It tripled in my income from just one shift. Like I said, nothing really changed. It's not that my skill changed. It's not that my work ethic changed. Not that my product changed. It's just my understanding of values and how to sell people that change. All right. So you gotta start thinking in a value based thinking. All right. Think how you can add values. You might ask, how exactly do I give value to them when you don't know what they're actually looking for? You're thinking this the wrong way. And here's the mind-bending part about values. Values is not real. It's not really real. It's perceived. It's always perceived values. A bottle of water costs like what 50 cents at a grocery store. But the same bottle costs $5 at an airport. And that same bottle costs $20 at a nightclub. Same water, the same exact water bottle, different perceived values. All right. Why does this happen? So at the grocery store, you have option. There's plenty of water out there, and you can even go to bathroom to. There's water fountain in the grocery store. You have options, so there's no urgency to buy. At the airport, since they take away all of your water before you go in, that's a limited supply, and you're thirsty, combined with limited option that can raise the price so you have to go and buy water bottle for $5 in the airport. At the nightclub, all right, you're thirsty, you're drunk, and you're essentially desperate and tired. After talking to someone for a really while, trying to impress someone, or you dance for a while, you are in need of water. That's why that $20 start to feel like, oh, it's not really that bad anymore. The water didn't change. The context of the situation has changed. So this is essentially a secret, right? You don't sell the product. You don't sell the service. You sell the context, right? So something that I did in the past. So here's an example. I used to go like I changed my starting offer was I do lead generation for you, and you only have to pay me $5 per month consistently. No urgency, nothing, nothing in my offer that would give them a incentive to pay me. It was just, oh, I do lead generation. What does that help me? Nothing. Now I changed offer to I get you 10 qualified appointment per month, and if you close even one, you'll make $5,000 per month. So you're up about $4,500 minimum, and you only have to pay me $2,500 a month. So like I said, same service, different context, and 5 times the price. That's something that I do. I ask, oh, how much money would one, just say we work for 3 months, how much money would one sales make you? I said, oh, if I have a decent business, even a small scale businesses, I'll make at least 100 grand. Okay, you'll make 100 grand in 3 months, and all you have to pay me is 15 grand. You think that's worth? Like, oh yeah, of course that's worth. Boom. That's me charging 5 grand per person. So that's different in different contexts, different values, right? So don't compete on better feature. Don't compete on better price. Compete on perceived values. That's why Liquid Death, Liquid Death is the greatest um, marketing uh, campaign I've saw. Because essentially what they did was they put bottled water into a can, which essentially nobody really done before, and make money out of it. A lot of money. It's by putting water in a can. That give a different context to the water that's inside a can. They changed the perceived values. All right. So think about what perceived values you can change. You can charge more, and you can make a lot more money. All right. So that's pretty much it for this video. And if you want 5 to 10 qualified client every month without lifting a single finger, so you have more free time to yourself, to your family, to go traveling and do whatever you want. I've spent the past 2 years creating the perfect system to continue getting you client while you're being out. And that's fully automatic. And I've shown multiple people have done this and they've seen multiple success with my exact system. So if you want to check out my auto seller generation course. It's essentially all my knowledge that I've spent for the last 2 or 3 years on automation combined into one course. But other than that, later.